WanderingWinder here doing some comfy commentary of a league match between Earl and jonts. Um, yeah, there's some interesting things going on here. The only villages are snowy, and the paddocks can be villages if two piles get empty, but I don't really see what two piles are going to empty here. So if one pile gets empty, then paddock looks really, really good. But I don't really see that happening, I don't think. Um, which might lead you to think playing money is good. Money is probably bad against bandit. Um, but then caravan guards look good. If caravan guards empty, then paddocks start to look really good. I think I'm playing something vaguely moneyish anyway. I'm going silver, silver. I want to get a relic and a bandit, and then a second bandit. Maybe bandit before relic. I don't know. And then start to get caravan guards. They've both started this way. There is something to be said for Mandarin in these decks as well. I'm not joking here. Um, Certainly there's some small synergy with Relic, but also just like at some point you have some decent treasures, you can get Mandarin and then another five and then shuffle or something. Towards the end game, Mandarin to help you hit eight again instead of five might well be a thing. Goes for Relic before Bandit. We'll see if jonts. There's. You could go for Journeyman, Relic, Bandit, Artificer, Paddock, Werewolf. All of those seem vaguely reasonable here. Heck, even Mandarin, like I was talking about, might help you spike six. And jonts is sitting here thinking about this now. It's not an easy decision. Goes with Werewolf, which is, I think, of all the five costs, my second least favorite behind only Duchy. But it's very possible that I'm underrating hexes and going like mass werewolf is actually fine. But I think I mostly just don't want to play with the draw stuff because you're never going to draw enough, and I like to play with other actions that I don't want to draw dead, as opposed to just treasures. See, an Earl got silver there. I would have liked Caravan Guard against my opponent who's gotten an attack. Here, jonts is almost surely going to play the werewolf in the night phase rather than the action phase. Um, I mean, actually, that's not true. He could draw because these last four cards are pretty garbo, and you would like to trigger a shuffle. Yeah, I think he actually should draw here because otherwise your next hand is like for sure terrible. A four card hand of terrible cards. Yeah. So now we get to see whether he goes for werewolf gold or province. He goes for another werewolf. Okay. And yeah, I'm also not a huge fan of what Earl's doing with a village and some draw cards. I don't think Snowy's particularly conducive to this, although it's not really that much worse than a quote unquote normal village. Um, I mean, Mandarin would honestly be a consideration here. You get to attack again next turn. You got to get another good card next turn. You get the Mandarin in this shuffle. Could do that with or without playing another. Just gets another relic. Okay. would say with or without playing another silver there. Um, Jonts is really on the werewolf train. Somehow I just don't believe in it. But I don't have a great conception of how badly, playing a bunch of hexes in a turn really hurts any of these decks. I just don't think it's that much. Like, a lot of the hexes just aren't that bad. Some of them are kind of bad. Giving the curse is pretty bad. Envious is pretty bad. Um, yeah. And there's Earl also going in for a bunch of werewolves. I don't know. I'm not that convinced by the attacks. At some point here, I'd really think about starting to province. When I say the attacks, I mean the werewolf, the hexes. And I would think Bandit would do a lot here because all your opponent's doing economically is treasures. So hitting some of the treasures is good. Gaining gold's also good. But we'll see. I mean, we won't see because they're not doing that. But, you know. You play Snowy, you play Werewolf. You hit 2, you cry. John's going to continue pounding werewolves here. And after that, are you going to go for the paddocks? And then once the paddocks are gone, you have a village, and you have a rip-roaring draw your deck thing. And then you add some kind of gains, either Snowy or Artificer. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe the plan is empty werewolves, empty paddocks, and then go for something. I don't think so. But mostly because empty werewolves and empty paddocks takes way, way, way too long, surely. More werewolves. And I don't know. Somehow, just these hexes are unconvincing to me. Like, is it worth a spot in your hand? Is the hex that you're giving them worse for them than taking up a spot in your hand? Well, okay, the answer is yes. The hex is worse for them than taking up a spot in your hand, I think, on average. But I don't think it's that much worse. And you could have any of these other 5-cost cards instead. So I really think it's got to more be about the drawing. And see, I think you just trigger this shuffle anyway. But maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been watching close enough, maybe. There's another province. I mean, I think at this point in the game, Jonts is ahead. Because... Wait, why do I think that? Now I certainly do. Well, he's ahead in points, and I think his deck is actually better. You're actually not too sad, I think, to get hit by minus card here if you're Jonts. That way these relics and werewolves won't miss a shuffle. Okay. Well, not together with fear. You would have liked only one and not both of them. This, I could easily see Mandarin here. You attack again. I probably would have only played one of the relics in that case, though, but Mandarin here gives you a better chance at hitting Province next turn. Gets a Mandarin in your deck, which I actually think not a bad card for these decks, for money kind of decks. Goes for gold instead. Ooh, this is too much of your good stuff in one turn if you're jonts. I mean, I would definitely play the werewolf because I want to get back to those. I want to speed my way back to these good treasures faster if possible. I don't think the fiefdoms are doing much for them. They're like 1 point each or something at this point, so it'd still be on getting silvers. Although I would have been on caravan guards a long time ago. But I guess those don't go as well with the zillion werewolves that are in their decks. Basically, the game is going to come down to... Ooh, okay, so Johnsons are worth 2. But I think the game is going to come down to who gets 2 of these last 3 provinces. Which is why I don't like all of the green cards they're getting at the moment. Because it takes a lot to change that off of being whoever gets 2 of the last 3 provinces. Wow, those were 2 really good hexes. Now 2 of the last 3 provinces won't be enough for Earl. Earl... I mean, I think you need at least 2 of the last 3 provinces if you're Earl here. Ugh, your deck is going to be way too bad now. Johns picks up the last duchy, and now 2 of the last 3 provinces is again a thing. Silver did not trip there. Is this going to be a fiefdom for Johns? It is. I'm not sure about this. Certainly at certain points, I would really be thinking about Mandarin. That does help you get to... Okay, that was a trashed silver, but it didn't knock the fiefdoms down. Mandarin helps you get to province in situations like this where your deck is pretty bad. Gets another werewolf. Wow. Okay, like I'd play 3 silvers and buy a Mandarin here. Johns continues to get fiefdoms. Three relics there. And I would definitely be taking Mandarin here. If I knew what my last card was, which I definitely haven't been tracking well enough, I might also play the copper to make all of these treasures not miss the shuffle while I get my Mandarin. But he continues to get fiefdom. Okay, well this is a province for Johns, which is probably good. I don't even know what Earl would name there. He should definitely province here. And now Johns can think about not provincing. Although I don't think you can really be that scared of Earl provincing again behind. Because you're just, neither of you are hitting province often enough to be that scared of that stuff. I think they each have 2-point fiefdom now. And this should be silver from Earl, I think? Which didn't up the fiefdoms. Actually, no, that should have been... well, if he goes gold, gold, and gets a Mandarin there, he's behind by 5. If Johns gets the last, or gets a fiefdom, then province doesn't win. So maybe that was good. I'm pretty sure John should play the werewolf here. Although I'm not 100% keeping track of where their silver counts are. And jonts is apparently keeping better track than me. Yeah, that was an excellent envious. Although, so this should be the last fiatum I expect for Earl. No, goes for silver estate, which seems quite poor to me. Now jonts can just buy fiatum and be sitting pretty, I think. Although again, I'm not sure where the silvers run, but then it's one card to pile werewolves. He might be thinking about getting the werewolf instead of the fiatum, but I don't like that as much. Yeah, this is game over. Jonts has the empty pile on werewolves now. Does he see it? I assume he sees it. He does. 32 turn game. Loved it. Loved it. Would have played very different, but loved it. Let's friend you, Earl. You're a good player. Okay, you gotta ox the necropolis every time, right? Bishop Fortress, also with Necromancer, although there's the discard attack of Legionary as well, but probably something based around this. I mean, Rats also works with these kinds of synergies. You probably want a Legionary and a gold. Well, maybe. I'm not sure how you time it. Gains? No, you probably want a Legionary and a gold because Dismantle works with your main pieces anyway, and yeah, and helps you get the things you want. Would I open Dismantle? I think I might, but I could also see silver to try to get witches faster, or I guess rats, but I don't think I'm about the rats. At least on the opening. Necromancer, the best thing I can say about Necromancer here is if it lines up like this, you can apprentice this Necropolis. And then you're very, very happy. I'd be getting a witch here. Let's see if he goes for trading post. No, just witch. I like it. So at this point, if I'm jonts, I want to be getting fortresses. So I'd probably buy fortress here. Although, what are my last cards? They're Necropolis, 3 coppers, and yeah, I'm probably going with and the Necromancer. So I'm probably going with fortress here. You could make an argument for which number 2 or for trading post. Either of those revolve a little bit around Way of the Ox existing. I actually don't like Band of Misfits as well as Fortress because I think the ability, the on-trash ability of Fortress is going to be important here. The thing that Band of Misfits has going for it is that you can play a Rats, or you can play it to play Rats to get a Rats and start the Rats train going, and that's something. That would be like the reason to get it here, I think. And I would play it as Rats here. Or I would play a Rats with it here. Your other option is what? Bishop? Bishop the Hovel? Fortress to draw a card? Dismantle the Hovel? I don't know, none of them seem great to me. I guess if you were getting a Dismantle, Band of Misfits is better. But I would think I'd do Rats once. The upside of playing Rats is that you probably hit 4 and you might get to draw your Witch. Yeah. fact, I believe it was guaranteed you hit at least 4. Okay. Now I think I'd take another fortress. I'm just all about the fortresses all the time. And I don't think Groundskeeper's actually going to be super relevant here because of Bishop Fortress. Oh, I guess Band of Misfits is also the bishop in your Bishop Fortress. But, I don't know, it's not really what I'm about either. Here I'd Band of Misfits, Necromancer, Zombie Apprentice, the Fortress. Okay. This seems strange to me. Now you're gonna... Oh, you're gonna blind Mason. Maybe it wasn't blind. Maybe you knew that was a copper. Now you play Bishop. Oh, you just dismantle. Yeah, giving your opponent the trashing's probably no good. Rats with Way of the Ox, I guess that's something too. It makes rats even better. I certainly want a Zombie Apprentice this fortress here with a Band of Misfits. Hilarious. I mean, it looks like Spy now. I want to be getting more out of my fortress's special benefit. Okay, rats. So, you mason the rats? And you get up fortress. Gets another witch. Okay. You Band of Misfits playing rats here. Trash the overgrown estate. Hopefully draw your witch. Play the witch. Hit 7. Buy a fortress! I mean, fortress just looks like the best card in this board by a long... Well, I mean, you could debate which. But, okay, good, the fortress. Let's see. I should watch Earl more closely. Hard to watch both players closely. Okay, spy there. You probably apprentice this rats. Yeah, and now you get... I kind of want fortress. I could see a Band of Misfits. I could see a second witch. I can't really see much else. Okay, Jonts finally zaps this fortress. Okay, I think you play rats here. You trash the curse. You play another rats here. Or you could dismantle a copper. But I think I want to draw a card right now. Hoping to draw one of my witches. There's a 40% chance. Yeah, this worked out the best. Yeah, and now Jonts is rocking and rolling. This could be a rat's auto pile. I wouldn't recommend it. But you could Band of Misfits as rats here. And autopile and... Okay. Yeah, this makes some sense. I'm a little surprised you didn't want to turn another copper into a rats, though. By playing the fortress first and playing a rat. think I would have done that. A third witch. I don't know. I want to be getting my fortress stuff up more, so I want more fortresses, really. I think I'm going to lead with probably zombie apprenticing the fortress here. Earl is pretty infested here. Could zombie apprentice the rats now, or could just ox them? I'm going to ox you a question. Looks like he's zombie apprenticing the rats, probably. Yep. Okay, now there's a necromancer, a witch, okay. So there's a curse in your discard. You're gonna fortress, okay. Now I'd play a rat, trash the curse, mason the rats that I gain into a fortress, play witch. I mean, I almost think that it's got to be right to do this part and then mason. And now it's just a question of what you're gaining, but I think I want the fortress. And I'm probably buying another Band of Misfits, which is basically just a fancy bishop, which can sometimes be dismantled and stuff. Could think about buying a legionary at some point soon, but I don't think I'm about it. Okay, he does, and he buys the gold. I'm not a big fan of buying the gold. I want to dismantle into it and dismantle off of a Band of Misfits play. Love apprenticing the rats there. Okay, Earl very far behind. Resignation does make some sense. Move on to game 3 here. I think it's game 3. I can never keep track of these things. Supplies, Marauder, Swamp Hag, Lighthouse. Okay, so Lighthouse seems like it's probably going to be very good here, because otherwise some combination of these attacks would be good. Also, Lighthouse works with Hunting Lodge. Hunting Lodge looks good because it's the only village, and it works well with Lighthouse. And some of the other terminals you want to play. Works a little bit with Necropolis in that you don't have to redraw the Necropolis. Yeah, I like Lighthouse. Do I like Smugglers? That I'm not sure about. I also might buy Cavalry here if I'm jonts. Let's see, there's 6 cards there. 3 of them give you money. Oh, I don't like Cardinal at all. First of all, you can defend against it with Lighthouse. Second of all, I just don't think it does that much, although hitting Smugglers is a good case, because I don't know that Earl really wants that many Smugglers. I'd get a Hunting Lodge here, because it's the best 5 on the board, I think. I mean, you could try to go for a Swamp Hag, but you're going to be over-terminaled, and your opponent just gets a Lighthouse, and then your Swamp Hag is mediocre. Smuggling the Hunting Lodge and getting Lighthouse. I think Earl is pretty far ahead now. Could buy a Cavalry here. It might be that jonts made that comment. I know you can. jonts is providing commentary and should have a video up of this same match from his perspective, I think. The smugglers seem to really be winning this game for Earl here, I think. So you play Necropolis, you play Lighthouse, you play Cavalry, and then you play Hunting Lodge. And you pitch. And you smuggle another Lodge. You might buy another Cavalry. I think I would. You go, oh, this is great. You pitch again. Do I play a horse? I probably do. Do I play another horse? I probably don't. Probably just buy another Hunting Lodge. Swamp Hag, okay. Well, I'm not terribly convinced by the Swamp Hag, but I still think... Oh, I wouldn't have kept going because there wasn't much left. There was just like a Hunting Lodge, and that was about it, I think. Yeah. I just don't see what two more horses immediately really do for you. I'd rather have a 5 or a 6. Now, Swamp Hag wouldn't have been the 5 or the 6 I'm going for, but oh, and there I would have definitely played on with getting a Cavalry, though. I guess this Cardinal gets to connect. Jonts can think about Cavalry here. Seems probably pretty good with 7 money. Just goes for a Lodge. Okay, you discard now. No. You discard so the second Lodge is in the shuffle, I think. Well, now I think I'd discard again. He's just stopping here. I mean, I think Earl is very far ahead and can do about anything. You gotta flip here, right? I guess you could not. You could Cavalry, yeah. The Cavalry does something. Cardinal, I guess I will give something for it here. You got a pitch, I think. He's worried about triggering a bad shuffle. What's in this shuffle? There's a Swamp Hag. There's the 3 cards you've got in your hand. There's the last card there. There's some horses. Seems good to me. Oh, there's a couple coppers and a hovel. I mean, I think with the horses, I go for it. Okay, you play Lodge here and flip. You smuggle Cavalry, right? Now, no, no, no. You play all your money, buy a cavalry, and then play the hunting lodge and flip. Two catacombs don't really do it for me. At some point, I'm worried that the game is relatively close to end. It's not that close, but the cavalries are kind of low, and then the lighthouses are kind of low. I mean, you don't have any plus buy actually. There's only gains from smugglers, so stuff's not really that low. But and again, okay, so I think this is a thing. You have two hunting lodges in hand. Your second hunting lodge is most likely going to pitch. You want to pitch with the first one. Um, unless you draw a card off the first one that you want to play before you play the second one, you want to pitch off the first one so that hunting lodge is still in the shuffle. I think generally, I'd be looking to get a lighthouse here because it works well with your plan of. Okay, I don't know what's in this shuffle now. Okay. Again, don't know what's in this shuffle. Yeah, of course you want to save horses. The thing is, I don't know that you. Well, that's true. Playing the cavalry does get you new ones. I don't know. But I understand wanting to save horses. Okay. You definitely want to play this horse here. Because you'd like to double province now while you can. No, 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 no. You don't want to do this. You want to double province now while you can, because you're not going to be able to after the cavalry's run out. So you want to play the horse to try to draw more money. Which I'm pretty sure you have. I don't think that's true, no. Because if you do that, you have one buy, and then you have two buys, and you can get a third buy, but then you can't get four lighthouses, and you obviously also can't score. Um, this is a bad spot for jonts, because you probably need to buy cavalry, I guess, to try to find village. Wow, do you really have so few villages? Maybe you just haven't been able to find them. You could take this maybe. It would let you buy province and play a cavalry. The thing is, once you're buying a province, like they're both going to be capped at one province per turn now. And oh, yeah, this is definitely better than playing the cardinal and getting a lighthouse because that opens up Earl. Well, it doesn't really actually open up Earl very much, but discard those. You need a village. Play horse. Swamp Hag Cavalry by Duchy. All the hunting lodges are here. So now you play cavalry, and now you play this, and now you smuggle the duchy. Pretty sure you want to smuggle the. Yeah, and the two smugglers should just be a pretty big advantage for Earl, I think. Okay, play a cavalry. I don't like these catacombs in these decks is the main thing I don't like. I think jonts is pretty hopelessly behind actually still. The extra smuggler is the only one swamp hag. Okay, catacombs next. Well, you can play the lighthouse first because you're definitely playing it, but you this is rough. Oh no, this is good. So now you play cardinal, cavalry, cavalry, and you can buy um, province, which you should do. Save those horses and don't trigger that shuffle. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, now. Well, I think Earl should have doubled earlier when he got the chance to off of a smuggler's. I certainly want to pitch there because I want to find a lighthouse this turn. You probably want to take this. You probably don't. I mean, you'd love to smuggle a duchy, but no lighthouses in play. So jonts kind of has a chance. We'll see how well he draws. Okay, you play Hunting Lodge. Oh, no. I think Swamp Hag is more important than Cavalry. It's not entirely clear, but the attack... Oh, no, it's pretty clear, because the attack is so good. Catacombs here. Take this. Hunting Lodge. Okay. You're just going to stop. This should definitely be the horse. Well, you can get the horse back easy. The catacombs not so much, but on the flip side, okay, so jonts is preserving the horse rather than play on here. I think I like that move. The game should go on another few turns. The downside is you're not finding your smugglers. Well, and there's a few downsides, so I don't know, maybe it's better. But the problem here for Earl is this Swamp Hag in play from Johns's end. You got to play the Swamp Hag here. Yeah, it's all falling apart for Earl now. Buys a duchy with the curse. John's here should be able to smuggle a duchy. Maybe wants to play cavalry right now. No, decides not to. Now Johns is saving this horse for I'm not really sure what. Is he going to not play the Hunting Lodge either? Okay, no, he flips it. That makes sense. Discard that. I think. I mean, I don't know how many hunting lodges you have down there. There's some amount of I want to set myself up for next turn. So this seems actually quite good then. Play the cavalry by province. You got to pitch because smuggle duchy by duchy makes it way too easy for Johns to win. Pitch now, no, pitch now, no, pitch now. Now all these hunting lodges miss. So you take the duchy here, you play Swamp Hag, and you buy province. No, you want to smuggle that duchy. You definitely want to smuggle that duchy. And you want to play the swamp hag. Well, actually, if you knew this was your hand, you might want to resign. You got to pitch this if you're jonts. Okay, you're going to play cavalry here. And now start horsing. Okay, play cardinal. Probably play cardinal and swamp hag. And then look to pitch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you want to play the swamp hag here. Pitch, horse, 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 lighthouse. Play your cavalry. Probably buy duchy. Yeah, because now Earl needs either double smuggle. Well, no, just smuggle a duchy and buy a province. Double smuggle doesn't really help at all. Gold also doesn't help, though. I think you have to take the duchy there. Even though jonts only needs one money to win the game. Well, I thought Earl was ahead there. I'm not really sure when it turned around. Maybe I was wrong with my original feeling that Earl was ahead. I don't know. Hunting Lodge Faithful Hound is kind of a thing. Mole is like a mini Hunting Lodge. Swamp Hags, Lurker. Lurker is pretty good with Mole, I think. I'm likely to open. I mean, Skulk is also gets better with ways. I probably want to thin though. So I think I'm going Lurker Sacrifice. This is pretty complex though. I'm probably moling my Lurker. Lurker goes well with Sacrifice later on. Sacrifice in action, mole it back. I'm not too worried about Swamp Hag killing me because I can gain stuff with Lurker. I just want to thin down with Sacrifice and then use Lurker to gain stuff, which is mostly Hunting Lodges, which help me play more Lurkers. And because of Mole, I like opening Lurker, even though I'm only getting one. So I'm sacking the estate here. Okay, and now jonts gets the Lurker. His silver missed the shuffle with an estate. You could think about Skulk here. Way the Mole makes Skulk better. You could think about getting a second Lurker or Sacrifice. I'm not too huge on Quarry because I just don't think it does that much. You're not going to buy multiple things really. So I'm going to Lurker Hunting Lodge here. Oh no, I'm not because Earl got a Lurker. So I'm just moling right now. Which one of them do I mole? Probably the Skulk. Oh, he's just going to buy a Lurker instead of moling. I would rather mole. Okay. Here, you could get a Swamp Hag. I'd be pretty inclined to get either Spices or Hunting Lodge. And now I want to sacrifice more than I want to play Swamp Hag. Jonts takes a hunting lodge with the curse. Not sure how I feel about that. I have a second lurker down there, which I'm guaranteed to find, either off the 1 or the 5, so I like this play. I could see maybe mulling the skulk there, but it's risky. So I'm just getting another lurker here. And Jonts is building the deck I want to build, more or less. I'd be buying a sacrifice here. You need to be thin for this deck to work as much as possible. So now if I'm Jonts, I'm just lurking hunting lodges and sacking a curse and being, or lurking a hunting lodge, sacking a curse. Crash the lurkers. Interesting. I certainly don't want to mull there. What do I want to do? I want to thin. That's the most thing. I want to thin. That's what I want my sacrifice to do. Drawing more cards doesn't really do much for me. I'm under Swamp Hag attack. So buying stuff isn't that important anyway. Oy vey. I'm not sure how much I'd be buying stuff to taking these curses. I don't know that it's worth it to get a hunting lodge and a thing. But here I'm going to be probably just playing sacrifices. I'm going to go hunting lodge. I'm going to go, probably just sack 2 estates anyway. You can do this though. Spin it. I want, I think, another sacrifice. Could get a crypt. Could get a spices, I suppose. Goes for the swamp hag. Okay. I mean, I think Jonts is pretty well ahead, but you have to be a little bit worried about pile outs. Here is Earl. I'd probably go spices. Gets a second sacrifice. Okay. Whoa, Jonts has to be really concerned. Flip, no, flip, flip, flip before just playing all of these lodges one by one. Yes, thank you. I'm not sure about the attack there with the skulk. Okay, sack a copper. Pitch. I'm very concerned now about piles running particularly quickly. Pitch. If you pitch, you have this hunting lodge in there, and that seems good to me. Either you draw it again and you're fine, or I don't know. Maybe it's not quite good, but it seems pretty close at least. Now it's this pile game. It's very dangerous for both players. Sack the copper, play the swamp hag, pitch. You probably need to province here. You only have 3 lurkers, which is pretty bad for you. Spices is something. Probably want to gain the skulk, right? No. Okay. You're gonna play this skulk. That's a nice hex to give. Could sack here. You could just call it a day. Oh no, you want to sack? Yeah, trash mole, exactly. Because you have mole available to you. I was thinking you could regain off of lurker, but there's no need. Wonder if jonts could have won this turn. Probably not. Or at least not without giving a really good hex like he did. Here at province. I might have moled with that last sack. I don't want the lurker, but I think I do want the province. There is a skulk down there, so Earl can gain that. I don't think I want to bard at all, because sacrifice mostly seems better until you're worried about pileouts. Okay. I like this. I think I don't want a lurker or certainly an estate or a hound or a copper. Pretty sure I don't want any of them. Lurker is the closest, but I think it opens you up to having too high of a dud potential. Seems like a long thought. And does go for getting the lurker. I assume this is probably some part of I've calculated a pile out, but I don't like it at all. Not at all. You gain the skulk here. No, he gets another swamp hag. Interesting. You got a mole here, I think. Oh, you're just gonna province. Does give you a lead, okay. Now, jonts can trash potentially 2 curses. Didn't lurker first. This is hard now. Because you could lurker twice and then mole the skulk, but it leaves you very vulnerable to not drawing an action. Okay, so you are playing the skulk and you're going to mole this thing. Okay. What? Why? This order seems insane to me. Don't you want to use your hunting lodges to draw better? And don't you want to use your lurker before? Oh my goodness. I'm so confused. Now I think jonts is going to lose. He was in such a good shape. I think just before you bought the lurker, you were in really, really good shape. And now, since then, all of these decisions seem really questionable to me. Okay. Spin this lodge. Okay, great. Now, I kind of want to sacrifice one of these actions. Probably one of the swamp hags. Okay. That seems like a weird time to do that to me. Gotta sacrifice the curse here, I think. And then maybe don't play... Actually, you need to mull because these cards are bad. And buy a duchy. You need to buy a duchy here to make it very hard for Earl to win. And to give yourself a leg up on winning next turn. Yeah, I don't like how that was played, but it's kind of sort of worked out. So Earl can't really go for a win here. Probably play this lurker just so you're not going to redraw it. Trashing, I don't know, Hound or Bard or maybe Skulk or Swamp Hag. I don't want to lower Sacrifice or Lurker anymore. Oh, there's a sacrifice to gain, then yeah, that's the way to go then. Okay. Greed is actually pretty painful there. It's pretty painful. And now you flip this. I think the problem though is this hand is also not great, although you do have sacrifice, sacrifice. Jonts, I think, needs to just... You could sacrifice curse and buy... Well, the curses could pile too. That's interesting. Buying duchy is pretty bad. Let's see. You could also sacrifice lurker. That's really hoping to draw something after. Let's see. If you lurker and you sacrifice curse and you buy province, you'll be at 18 points. Okay, now you trash lurker. I guess you can't get an extra... Oh, you can get an extra buy. So you're just looking to find your skulk, basically. Okay, play the skulk. Now you need to find some money again. So sack the lurker. Yeah. Oh, you didn't even need to do that. Just duchy and the curses. Yep, 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 yep. Because the duchy gave you, you had enough of a lead. Yes. Grande. I think that was like game 4. I apologize for my complete and total inability to keep track of stuff. Oh my. Well, Lost Arts, and you want a lot of Wharves, and probably Wayfarers, and you build so big by gaining so many cards that Gardens will probably be a good amount of points near the end. Potentially with raid help, maybe not, I don't know. I'm not sure what the best thing to Lost Arts is. I think it might be Wayfarer. Okay, Conspirator Wishing Well makes sense for both of them, I guess. I want to get to Wharf, and I'm probably going to want some carriages. Maybe you're gonna slap Lost Arts on Wishing Well or Advisor or Conspirator. Probably not Conspirator. I mean, I guess it could be Conspirator. I don't know. Jonts goes for Advisor there. Okay. Interesting decisions. This has got to be Wharf. And that's another Advisor. Okay. You got to play the Wharf, and you're going to buy Conspirator here, or are you going to buy Advisor? Are you going to buy Seller and Wayfarer? That's actually a reasonable play, I think. Seller, once your deck gets so big, Seller's pretty good to help you make sure you get a lot more consistent. In fact, I'm not sure that double Seller isn't better than that, but it looks like you probably want a Lost Arts on Wishing Well. Well, you got to play this well here. And this is actually fine for you. Lost Arts on Well now, or double Well, or Wharf, or Well Wayfarer. There's a lot of options again. Seller is also pretty decent. Well Wayfarer, okay. I think I might have Lost Arts there. Wish for copper, I assume. Johns desperately needs Wharf for plus buy. I mean, I guess Council Room isn't that much worse than Wharf, but it does seem worse. This is Conspirator, yeah. Yeah, my problem with Earl's spot now is this should be another Advisor for Johns. It's a Conspirator. I don't know what Johns is planning on Lost Arts on. I think you were supposed to probably wish for Wishing Well there. Earl should be able to get Lost Arts on Wishing Well this turn and probably and be in good shape. Wow, great draw there for Johns. You're going to slap Lost Arts on something. Conspirators or Advisors, probably. Wharves, not love with that. Actually, I guess except for the potential early Conspirator, everything's non-terminal now. Maybe it's fine. I want the silver. And then I have 9. I'm going to go Lost Arts on Well. Oh, on Wayfarer. No, I really want it on Well more than I want it on Wayfarer. It's going to be another Wharf for Johns. Whoa, goes for a full price Wayfarer. I don't like that. Well, certainly this has got to be a Wayfarer. Well, no, it's Earl still needs another Wharf. I'm so confused. Hard to make a good wish here. Okay, Wharf is a great buy there, of course. I think Johns is ahead now. 3 Wharves to 1 is a big deal. You gotta get another wharf here, I think, and a wayfarer, I guess. Yeah. It's obviously gonna be denying conspirator. Play the conspirator next. Gives you more information. Play the wharf next. Play the wharf next. Wish for copper. There's 3 coppers, 2 estates, and 1 other card. Play wayfarer next. Oh wait, no, that doesn't have plus action for you. Never mind. Wish for. There's 2 coppers and an estate down there. I think you want to wish for copper, I think. On the other hand, it actually doesn't matter whatsoever what you wish for, because you're going to play advisor. They're going to deny conspirator. I guess it matters a tiny bit, right? If you wish correctly, you get 1 more money. No, but you're going to play the wayfarer, so you're going to draw it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I was right. Hooray. Yeah, given that John's put Lost Arts on Wharf, I then don't like. Now you want Conspirator. I then don't like getting Wayfarer, I think, at that point. This is a glorified silver gainer. But John still seems pretty ahead to me. Although we're going to see Wayfarer doing some real work here for Earl. You knew that was a silver. Well, maybe you didn't know for sure. Kind of think you did. You need royal carriage now. Probably like Wayfarer. You kind of want more buys. Yeah. And you can think about greening soon, but I think it was right to, or was good to build there exactly. You should know what that was. You should know what this is. Okay, so jonts now. If I'm jonts, I might go heavy on royal carriages. Carriage seller. Although if I was doing that, my wayfarer could have been cheaper earlier. Okay, it's serious think about pileouts time. And the reason why I think, actually I don't think Johns is ahead. So I would think Johns would be ahead because he has much better pile control, but I think Earl can just score a lot here. Keep gaining silvers. I would keep wanting to gain silvers here if I were Earl. It just ups my payload. So like this can be 23 or it could be 21, but I think I'd want it to be 23. And I think I would have wanted it to be even higher. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta score. You got to score. I don't know if that's enough. Advisor. You want to probably double play the conspirator here. Maybe you need to double play the advisor. And maybe I'm wrong. And this is 4. Yeah, Johns doesn't actually have that much more pile control than Earl. So Earl is maybe in a great spot. Wish for estate. Okay, that worked out. Probably play the Wayfarer here. Yes. Okay, play one of the conspirators, and then you get a perfect wish. And this should be a royal carriage, I think? No, it's a state. I can't track as well. Oh, you already had the other royal carriage down, which I hadn't seen. So that makes sense. Okay, so this is 23. That was really quick to get to that. You want another wharf here, probably. Your decks are both very large, so gardens are going to be worth a lot of points. You do have to worry about pileouts. I'm thinking about wharf estate here. They would give you a 6th buy next turn. This would be at 6. Earl can't win on you then. And I think you have enough econ, like you're threatening to triple or double and double gardens. I think wharf estate is where I want to be. With 3 wharves down, I think you're likely enough to be able to draw that's still good. Maybe you don't need the estate. Maybe you don't need the estate. Could also go like wharf cellar in that case. Hold on. How many gains can Earl get? Earl can get, well, 4 wharves, and you can royal carriage 2 of them. So that's 7 gains. So if you go wharf estate, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, then you're totally safe, right? So I think I do like wharf estate. I mean, what's the cheapest? I don't know how much money Earl has, but let's say Wayfarer costs 3. This is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 20, 28. I guess the estate isn't necessary because that would only be a tie, not a win. Yeah, so the estate isn't necessary. So probably wharf cellar. Right now, Earl has 5, 7, 35 cards. So gardens will be 4 points probably by the end of this turn. Whoa, raid? I hate it. Now you really need to draw that. You're going all in on this turn exactly. Maybe it's fine. You want to call your royal carriage on wharf here if you're Earl. You're going to play this Wayfarer first. You're going to gain another silver. Okay, maybe not on. Maybe this is better than calling it on wharf? Although I would have played a wharf there before the conspirator, hoping to find. Yeah. You can double play the conspirator here. I think double playing the Wayfarer is probably better. This is 22 plus 7 is 29, 31, 33. This could be quad province, but not more. You can't get to 5. Right? This is 24, 31, 33, 35. You also can't get to quad province gardens. You probably just need to quad province, and I would say leave the leave the royal carriage down. Unless quad province and estate is somehow significantly better. You could also think about just taking a bunch of gardens, though. Could go triple province, double gardens. Or if you carriage the wharf, you could go double province and a lot of gardens. But none of these seem good enough, I don't think. Maybe quad province estate, but quad province puts you up by 18, and I think jonts can get enough gardens to win. Because I'm pretty sure jonts' gardens can be worth 4 points pretty easily. Oh, you know what you could do here? You could go... Yeah, no, this is what you should have done. You should have... you have 11 silvers in play, right? If you would have called carriage on wharf, this is the play. If you call carriage on wharf, you have 6 buys, right? You go raid, raid. That empties the silvers. And then you just take a bunch of gardens. Yeah, and you would have had just a lot more. Well, you would have been able to buy an extra gardens there. And that extra garden seems important to me. So now... what does jonts need to win? 5 gardens, which will each be at 4 points. And the 2 wells. That's 7 gains, which means you need to carriage wharves. It's 26 money, which I'm pretty sure you have. So you just need to carriage your wharves here, and I think you're fine. You're going to win if you draw. Oh, you can't carriage both wharves because you only have one wharf coming in, which means you're only going to get to 6 buys, and 6 buys isn't enough, I think. You could tie on 6 buys by going wharves, wells, and provinces. Your gardens aren't going to be worth 6. They're going to be worth at most 5. If you get 7 buys, I'm not sure, but it's your best and only chance. You just didn't give yourself enough draw last turn. I really think one of the wharf lines was better. Although this raid gardens thing from Earl may have been really tough anyway. Well, I assume you play Conspirator next. And then you're probably cellaring past all the silvers, maybe? You need to find your other carriage. But I'm playing Conspirator next because it seems free. What's in the discard right now is just a silver. Okay. Yeah, I think Earl would have been in a better spot with carriage on the wharfs. Although I guess that opens up gardens a little easier. Oh, he cellared past this stuff, huh? One of these is no, you have carriage on your mat. Okay. So you're gonna Conspirator, and you're gonna call on Conspirator, and then you're gonna play Wayfarer, and you're gonna cycle past these 4 green cards, and you're gonna see what you can do. 6 buys and 31 money. That could be 6. It could be 5 gardens and a province. which will score you, I don't know how many points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 23, 31, 32, 33, 37. So it would score you 26 points. I think you just need Earl to not have that much of a hand. Not sure about 2 provinces here. If you go 5 gardens and a province, that put you at, you were at 15, so 26 gets you to 41. Earl would need province, province, duchy, and empty. I think that was the line that jonts was best suited to go for. Because it would have had to be province, province, duchy, and empty, which seems, well, possible, but it's province, province, duchy. That's 16, 21, 27 money, and then 5 buys, which is, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. Carriages are fine. Now you're really banking on Earl not being able to empty. This might be okay. It gets a gardens anyway. Gets a gardens anyway. I don't know about that. This is not a good hand for jonts to be looking at. I think that was way earlier than I would have played that well, but I don't know. Call the carriage here. You need the extra actions. Oh, you're going for it this way. Oh, well, oh, you just have it on this stuff? Yeah. I mean, okay, jonts was lost at that point then. Um, hmm. I think that, I don't know, that turn before that where I was advocating for getting a wharf, I'm not sure. Might have been good. Anyway, we're moving on now. The only village here is Sonavanto, and it doesn't seem worth going for to me. Dominate and Governor, they each have 2-5. Could be Bridge Troll, could be Trove, could be Governor. Don't think it can be anything else. Probably Governor? I could see Bridge Troll. Because what are you trying to do? Well, if you want scrap, maybe you want scrap, at which point Bridge Troll anti-synergizes. You were a money short? I thought you were a gain short. Maybe I'm misremembering now. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It was very, very interesting. And probably all sides, both players and the commentator, could have played better or commented better what have you. Jonts goes for Bridge Troll. This suggests to me Forager. I think Bridge Troll goes with Forager a lot better than it goes with Scrap. If you were going for Scrap, I would have opened Governor and gotten the Bridge Troll later. Could be Silver, I guess. Goes for Scrap anyway. Now what? And Earl is going for Sauna. I don't think I love the Sauna play here. But it is a village. I mean, the other village, I think I might have said earlier that there is no other village. There's Sacrifice. John's also going for Sauna. Neither of them have silvers yet. I think I'd be trying to play without Sauna here. But I don't know. This should be silver and probably card. Could be horse. Yeah, maybe horse is probably better than card. Unless this last card is an estate, which it is, right? So drawing the estate now is probably better than having the horse later. Yeah. And buy another silver or a forager? I think it's got to be the silver given that you have two saunas. Yeah. And this is terrible for Earl. So with 5 here, what do you take? Certainly you're going to trash both of these things. Given the way they're playing, I could see totally going without Governor, potentially, and going for big bridge troll stuff. I think I mostly don't like that because Dominate, but also Governor to some extent. So we'll see. Johns could go Sauna, Bridge Troll, or Governor here, I think most plausibly. You could maybe play for some Sanavanto stuff and have Trove and get to dominate that way. But the Bridge Trolls, I don't know. Or Capital, maybe Capital. I don't think I want to get Sauna here if I'm Johns right now because, well, that was both my silvers, and so I'm unlikely to hit 5. But he, um, hmm. And if I'm uncovering Avantos, it's because I want to get most of them. The third Sauna doesn't seem that important to me, especially if I can't get 3 Avantos, 4 Avantos. I guess with 2 Avantos even it's okay, but yeah, so like Johnson's going to have some issues now. Well, took card and really got there. That was a really, really good draw for Johns. And after that, the game seems pretty over now. I mean, you got to keep playing well. You're going to trash 2 coppers here and take another Avanto. But your deck is humming. Your opponent's deck is not. I mean, this is a really good turn for Earl. Earl can get another Avanto here. And I think should. Oh, and even puts it on top. I would have rather trashed more than do that. I want to get rid of the scrap now. want to have 8 money, so I'm going to trash 2 of these coppers and buy a Vanto Bridge Troll. Yup. John's really, really in the driver's seat here. I mean, Earl is catching up deck control wise, but behind on Sanas, behind on Avantos, behind on Bridge Trolls by like half a turn, but I think it's enough. Okay, so we're going to see Avanto, Sana, Avanto here. And a Bridge Troll play. And double Bridge Troll buy. You might trash a copper here. Okay, so Earl is back to just basically being a turn behind, or the first player turn behind. Yeah, he's gonna trash here. It's tempting to try to buy triple Bridge Troll. Whoa, I don't think I would have trashed quite that many coppers. Governors seem way too late to do anything. Now John's just needs to be careful. So how much money do you have here? You have 6. So if you buy Bridge Troll, you have 3 buys left and 4 money. You can't win this turn. So you just need to make sure that you're not going to lose to Earl on Earl's turn and that you can win on your next turn. So what can Earl do on his turn? He can have 4 Bridge Trolls in play and five money. Basically the same as what you're going to have now. No, 6 money. So if you just get 2 Bridge Trolls, then Earl can empty estates. So you need to not get 2 Bridge Trolls. But I think right, Jonts would have had 1 more money than this. So he buys another Bridge Troll and he's at 4 money. And you can get, boom, boom, 6 buys. Yeah. So that wouldn't have worked. I think you can get like capital Duchy. And then you just have to make sure Earl can't empty bridge trolls and duchies. Actually, if you just stop now, or like traveling fair and top deck two governors, can Earl win? Earl has 6 money, 5 buys, one, know. I think that's right. So I think I would have traveling fair and top decked these guys. And I'm also thinking about getting a capital. But the top decking like just guarantees that you don't dud next turn, which is at this point unlikely but possible, I think. Yeah, there is certainly possible because you have 3 silvers, a bridge troll, and the capital. So that could be your 5 card hand. I think you could have guaranteed a win as opposed to this, which is only getting you a very, very likely win. Oh, of course, Earl can't play this many bridge trolls anyway, so it's actually much safer than I even thought. Anyway, jonts will win this turn, and there's nothing that Earl can do about it. That's not going to work. So you draw with this governor, and you probably now just chain Son of Vantos. Now you gain with the governor and then draw it. I mean, you could remodel. It won't matter. Yeah, no, taking the bridge troll is going to be even easier, better, but it really won't matter. So you're going to draw with this governor, you're going to play the 3 bridge trolls, you're going to play this, and you can pile duchies, for instance. Yeah, I think that's the end of the match. Yep. Really interesting set of games. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for watching, everyone.